The story opens in the dim glow of a cluttered high-tech laboratory, where the hum of machinery and the faint buzz of electricity fill the air. The room is a chaotic blend of whiteboards scrawled with complex equations, prototype devices strewn across workbenches, and flickering monitors displaying lines of indecipherable code. At the center of it all is Dr. Alan Voss, a man in his late 40s with disheveled hair, dark circles under his eyes, and an intensity in his gaze that borders on obsession. He moves with a restless energy, adjusting dials, muttering to himself, and occasionally scribbling notes in a leather-bound journal. His lab coat is stained with coffee, and the half-eaten remains of forgotten meals litter the workspace. It's clear he hasn't left this room in days. A younger research assistant, Lisa Chen, hesitates in the doorway, watching him with a mix of admiration and concern. He barely glances up. No time. Not anymore. His voice is rough, strained. She steps closer, eyeing the strange device at the center of his work, a sleek, metallic apparatus with glowing coils and a containment chamber just large enough to hold a small object. It hums ominously, like a sleeping beast. Is it working? She asks. For the first time, Voss pauses. His fingers hover over the controls, trembling slightly. Almost. But they know. They've been watching. Lisa frowns. Who? He doesn't answer. Instead, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small, ordinary-looking pocket watch, an antique, out of place in this high-tech lab. He places it inside the machine's chamber with deliberate care. If this works, everything changes, he murmurs. Then, quieter, as if speaking to himself, and if it doesn't, I won't let them take it. Before Lisa can press further, the lab door creaks open. A shadow falls across the floor. Someone is standing just outside, unseen. Voss's head snaps up, his expression shifting from exhaustion to alarm. You need to go, he says sharply. But, now, Lisa. There's something in his tone, a finality, a warning that makes her step back. As she turns to leave, she catches one last glimpse of him, a man standing on the edge of a discovery that could redefine reality or destroy him. The door clicks shut behind her. Inside the lab, the machine's hum grows louder, and then silence. The lab is silent except for the low, rhythmic pulse of the machine, a sound like a heartbeat made of electricity and gears. Dr. Voss stands before his invention, his face illuminated by the eerie blue glow of the reactor core. His hands, usually steady, tremble slightly as he adjusts the final settings. Lisa lingers near the doorway, torn between curiosity and unease. She's seen prototypes fail before, sparking, smoking, once even shaking the entire building, but this is different. This time, there's no margin for error. You're really going to test it now? She asks, her voice barely above a whisper. Voss doesn't look up. No more simulations. No more delays. His fingers dance across the control panel, inputting a sequence with the precision of a pianist playing a final, desperate sonata. The machine responds instantly. The hum rises in pitch, climbing to a whine that sets Lisa's teeth on edge. The air itself seems to vibrate, charged with static. At the center of the chamber, the pocket watch, an heirloom Voss once said belonged to his father, begins to shimmer, its edges blurring as if viewed through heat waves. Then, in a flash of light so bright it sears afterimages into Lisa's vision, the watch vanishes. For a heartbeat, nothing. Then, a deafening crack, like reality itself splitting apart. The watch reappears, but it's wrong. The metal is tarnished, the glass cracked, the hands frozen at a time that doesn't match the lab's wall clock. Worse, the air around it wavers, as though the space it occupies is somehow thinner, stretched too tight. Voss exhales, a shaky, disbelieving laugh. It worked. Lisa steps closer, eyes wide. But where was it? Not where, Voss murmurs, reaching toward the watch but stopping just short of touching it. When? The implications hit Lisa like a physical blow. Her stomach drops. You didn't say it was a crash from the hallway cuts her off. The sound of hurried footsteps, voices barking orders. Voss's head snaps toward the door, his earlier triumph replaced by raw panic. They're here. He grabs Lisa's arm, his grip bruising. Listen to me. No one can replicate this. Not from notes, not from prototypes. If they take it... Another crash, closer now. The door shudders under the impact of something heavy. Voss doesn't finish the sentence. Instead, he shoves a flash drive into Lisa's hand and all but throws her toward the emergency exit. Go! Now! As she stumbles back, she sees him turn to the machine, his face set in grim determination. The last thing she hears before the door splinters open is the sound of the reactor powering up again, this time to levels far beyond safety protocols. Then the world turns white. The morning after the experiment, the lab is a graveyard of shattered glass and smoldering wires. The air smells of ozone and burnt plastic, the aftermath of an explosion that never quite happened, or one that was erased before it could leave scars. Lisa stumbles through the wreckage, her head pounding. She doesn't remember leaving, doesn't remember anything after the white light. But here she is, unharmed, standing in the ruins of Dr. Voss's life's work. The machine is gone, not destroyed, gone. In its place, a perfect circle of scorched concrete, edges smooth as if something had reached down and carved it away with a god's scalpel. The workbenches, the monitors, even the coffee-stained lab coat Voss always wore, all untouched. Only the machine and its creator have vanished. Then she sees it. On the floor, just outside the circle, lies the pocket watch. It's rusted now, the glass face cracked like a spider's web. When she picks it up, the metal flakes away in her fingers. The hands are frozen at 3:07 a.m., the exact time of last night's experiment. A noise behind her. She whirls, clutching the watch like a talisman. Security footage. The monitor flickers to life, static giving way to grayscale images of the lab last night. She watches herself flee. Watches the door burst open. Watches as 3 figures in black tactical gear storm in, weapons raised. And then... the screen glitches. When the image returns, the intruders are frozen mid-motion, their bodies distorted as if seen through warped glass. Dr. Voss stands at the machine's controls, his mouth open in a scream no one hears. Then static. The footage cuts to an empty lab. No machine, no Voss, no intruders, just Lisa, standing there now, watching herself watch nothing. A voice from the doorway. You shouldn't be here. She turns. A man in a suit, too clean, too calm for this chaos, steps inside. His ID badge reads Federal Science Bureau, but his eyes are all wrong, flat, hungry. Where is he? Lisa demands, her voice cracking. The man smiles, not unkindly. That's what we'd like to ask you. Behind him, 2 more agents move to block the exits. And in Lisa's palm, the watch's broken gears begin to turn. Lisa's apartment feels like a cage. The blinds are drawn. The flash drive, the one Voss shoved into her hands, sits on her coffee table like a live grenade. Every creak of the floorboards makes her flinch. They're watching. She knows it. The drive contains only one file, a video, static. Then Voss's face appears, gaunt and sleep-deprived, speaking directly into the camera. If you're seeing this, they've taken me. Or worse, they've made it so I never existed at all. He glances off-screen, as if hearing footsteps. His voice drops to a whisper. The machine doesn't just move objects through time, it folds reality. Every test run created a shadow version of our world, and they... A crash off camera. Voss's head whips around. When he turns back, his eyes are wild. Find Dr. Elias Kaur. He worked on the original equations. They don't know about him yet. He can... The video cuts to black. Lisa's hands shake as she types the name into her laptop. No results found. She tries again. Nothing. Not a single mention anywhere. No academic papers. No university profiles. Like the man was scrubbed from existence. Then, a slip of paper falls from one of Voss's notebooks. Coordinates, latitude and longitude scribbled in haste. Google Maps shows an abandoned research facility in the Nevada desert. A knock at her door. Lisa freezes. Ms. Chen, Federal Science Bureau, we have some questions. The doorknob rattles. She grabs the coordinates, the watch, and bolts for the fire escape, just as the door bursts open behind her. The desert wind howls through the broken windows of the abandoned research facility, carrying whispers of sand across rusted lab equipment. Lisa steps over a fallen restricted access sign, its letters faded by decades of sun. The coordinates led her here, but nothing could have prepared her for what she finds. The main lab is frozen in time. A half-drunk cup of coffee sits on a desk, still warm. A chalkboard is covered in equations, fresh enough that when Lisa brushes her fingers against them, white dust clings to her skin. And at the center of the room, a second machine, smaller than Voss's, but unmistakably the same design. Its core pulses faintly, like a dying heartbeat. Then she sees the journal. It lies open on the workbench, filled with frantic handwriting. Not Voss's, Dr. Elias Kaur's. The final entry is dated yesterday. They're coming. The machine works, but not the way we thought. Every test doesn't just create a shadow world, it overwrites the original. And they've been using it, erasing people, changing history. Voss was right. We never invented this technology. We stole it from a future that no longer exists. Lisa's breath catches. The next line is underlined 3 times. The watch is the key. It's immune. That's why they want it. As if summoned by the thought, the pocket watch in her pocket grows suddenly cold. She pulls it out and gasps. The rust is gone. The glass is intact, and the hands are moving backward. A noise behind her. Lisa spins, clutching the watch. There, in the doorway, stands a figure in a tattered lab coat. His beard is unkempt, his eyes haunted. You shouldn't have come here, Dr. Elias Kaur says, except it's impossible. Because the man in front of her is young, decades younger than he should be. And behind him, reflected in the glass, Lisa sees something worse. A version of herself in a black FSB uniform, smiling. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.